Well, hello everyone, Dr. Jeff Galini here, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Scientist. You know this show's about busting myths and bringing you the truth. So the one thing about the internet or YouTube is things are out there forever. And an episode I did several years ago was actually based off of a question for Canada about how does Karbolyn compare. And a gentleman by the name of Josh just recently commented, so he saw that video from a couple years ago, which is great, and says, basically he posted on the video, how does Karbolyn compare, ? All I heard was Vitargo sucks. What makes Karbolyn better? Oh, thank you, Josh. So, obviously, I had to go back and listen to that episode because it was filmed quite a few years ago. And the premise of the question came from a gentleman out of Montreal asking me what was the difference between Karbolyn, Vitargo, and waxy maize. Well, first of all, Josh, I did not say Vitargo sucks. I actually don't use that word. I never talk poorly about anything. Now, I am going to give you the truth, which is what I did in that video. So if you actually listen to the video, I tell you what the difference is between Karbolyn, Vitargo, and waxy maize. Karbolyn is the only carbohydrate that is absorbed as quick as a sugar, meaning within 5 to 15 minutes, glycogen is in the bloodstream ready to burn for fuel. All other carb sources, except for simple sugars, are absorbed much slower. And that's basically what I went on to explain about Vitargo, was that the research that was done on a completely different starch than what was brought to the marketplace. And a lot of the marketing was misleading. It's not absorbed quicker than a sugar. Impossible. Sugar's almost instantaneous. Well, not quite instantaneous, but you know what I mean. It tastes terrible. It causes GI issues, stomachs, problems. It mixes bad. And that's what I went on to say about it. Now, what makes Karbolyn better? Let me just drill on that. If you are an athlete, and I don't care what your sport is, football, basketball, bike racing, motocross, NASCAR, you need fuel, whether it's for your muscles, your brain. How do you replenish your glycogen stores, which fuels you? Well, you've got to eat carbohydrates, whether they be simple carbs or complex carbs. Complex carbs, depending on the carb source, are absorbed very slow, hours. Simple carbs are absorbed much quicker, like sugars and fruits and such, but sugar spikes your insulin levels and then boom, drops you off really quick. So not very productive for an athlete to go into that negative, tired mode. And if you wonder what I'm talking about, find a kid, give them a bunch of candy, they'll run around for about 20 minutes and then they're going to go take a nap, boom, they crash. Karbolyn, quickly absorbed, as quick as sugar, raises those glycogen levels, but you slowly burn it off over the next hour to 2 hours, depending on the activity level and how much you take. So what does that mean? That means this is the perfect pre-game, pre-workout, perfect perfect post-workout recovery. Anytime you need to replenish glycogen stores, that's when you use Karbolyn. So again, it is a interesting complex carbohydrate that's absorbed as quick as a sugar. And did I mention it mixes instantly and tastes great, comes in neutral and a whole variety of flavors available all over the world. It is the #1 carb source of the pros and the #1 carb source, carb selling product here in the States. All right, that's my comment back to Josh. Anyone else who maybe saw that or was wondering what the difference is? There you go. All right, everybody, take care. God bless.